Welcome to 8.2. We are going to talk about simplifying square roots, and we are going to look at square root expressions only without variables for now. So when we say simplifying a square root, that means we're going to remove all the perfect squares from underneath the radical, keep those separate, and then leave what's left underneath the radical. So before we do that, I want to just review what these perfect squares are. So 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, all the way through 10. And I would suggest having these somewhere nearby so that you can reference them, because you will want to know what these numbers are. And if you don't know them off the top of your head, it's nice to just have them visually somewhere so you can look at. All right, so 1 is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. And again, you probably know those, but it's just a good idea to have them somewhere that you can refer to quickly when we talk about these. So we're going to look at some examples here, okay? And so we are going to simplify completely. These are 3 different square roots. None of them are perfect squares, but there are perfect squares. The way I kind of think about it is like they're hiding in there. We got to find them. So the way that we do that is we think about the factors of 48. And we want only to think about the perfect square factors, right? So that 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, etc. So I know that 48 is 16 times 3. And if you don't know that, this is something that you can use your calculator to do. What I will say is sometimes we find 4 right away because that's an easy one and we use that, but we want to make sure we're finding the biggest square root, perfect square, that goes into this number so that we can simplify fully. So then I'm going to think about, this is really just the square root of 16 times the square root of 3. But I know that the square root of 16 is 4, so I can rewrite this as 4 root 3, and that is what we call a simplified square root. I found that 16 under there hiding, and I took it out to get the 4. Okay, so I'm going to look at 108. Same thing. I know that 108 is 36 times 3, so I could rewrite that as the square root of 36 times the square root of 3. Well, the square root of 36 is 6. So again, I could simplify that as 6 root 3. You may have to do a lot of trial and error with these on your calculator, and that is okay. You might not know right away what perfect square goes into these numbers. That's why I'm saying if you have them so you can see them somewhere you can reference them, it will be a quicker process. And the more that you do of these, the more you'll get the hang of them. All right, 200 would be 100 times 2. So square root of 100 times the square root of 2. 100 times 2 is, square root of 100 is 2, so I get 10 root 2. We'll just keep looking at a few more examples. 40. Again, some people are like, oh, factors of 40 are 8 and 5. Well, 8 and 5, that's great, but neither of those are perfect squares, so we can't use those in this case. So I need to think about my perfect squares. So I know that 4 times 10 is 40, and 4 is a perfect square, so I would leave that as 2 root 10. 50 would be 25 and 2, so that would be 5 root 2. 18 would be 9 and 2, so that would be 3 root 2. Final answer. Last 3, 8, we can do 4 and 2. So again, 4 is a perfect square, that's 2, so I'm left with 2 root 2. 27 is 9 times 3, so square root of 9 times the square root of 3. That would leave me with 3 root 3. 125 is 25 times 5, so that would be 5 root 5. So that's all this is. It does take practice. I'm not going to say that it's easy, but it is pretty straightforward. And once you get the hang of it, once you do more practice, it will become easier to you.